Hello everyone, and thanks for hanging out with me. Now I want to do the likes and dislike video of this Volvo XC40. I had it for 2 weeks, and let's start with the likes because that's cool, and this is already one of it. It's the cruise control. Because adaptive cruise control in a lot of cars, when you set a distance, it will keep that speed until the next car is at that distance or a bit further away, and then it's braking very hard. This car, even though you have very low distance, it recognizes there's a car way slower driving in front of you, and it will decelerate, and it's done really, really well. Also the control of it, how you interact with it, it's just amazing. Why are you not going? Well, I'm going. So cruise control is amazing. Well, I have my little sheet here. And second point already likes is the power. 300 kilowatt, 408 horsepower, all-wheel drive. That's exactly the power that I want. I don't need more. I'm okay with less. But this is amazing. I love it. Flooring it is a great feeling. Awesome. Just awesome. No problem with traction. Yeah. The third already is regen. This car, because of the all-wheel drive, has very strong regen. You can set it in the settings either to one pedal drive, what I use, or not. And in one pedal drive, regen is strong, but you can control it with your accelerator pedal very, very well. So when you go off a bit, you slow down a bit, and if you need it more, you get off faster. It feels awesome, and it works really amazing to a standstill. And you have then a bit of an auto hold, but not a strong one. So when you accelerate just a tiny bit, the brakes get loose and you can drive. It's not a weird thing where you have to wait to get so the parking brake comes off and then you can drive. So even turning around is done really well. Of course, it's nice that it's easy, that there's no start-stop button. You get in the car, you open the car, and everything turns on. You sit down, the car is on, you just put it in drive and go. There's no hassle with doing anything. And when you get out, it just turns off, and then you lock it and it's completely off. And it's there right away. There's no waiting time. There's one thing that comes up that you have to click away, but if you don't click it away, it goes away after 10 seconds or so. So it's really extremely easy. Even lane assist you can permanently turn off if you don't want that, so you don't have to go somewhere. It's just in drive. Awesome. The Android OS, this page here doesn't look that amazing, but the normal view, this here, is amazing. Always your map, always your music, and it can be different things, or Bluetooth or Spotify. I have it in Spotify right now, and the Spotify is your account, but via the internet connection of the car, not with your phone. You don't need your phone in the car. Awesome. And then of course the normal phone in car status. It feels great. I mean, Spotify is amazing. It looks great. The screen looks a bit weird. It's a weird size, but you get used to it. The auto high beam, it's a bit weird to turn it on. I'll talk about this in a second, but it turns off and on very, very fast. So the car is coming off, car is here on. There's not, oh, let's turn it on in a second or so. No, on. And it's really nice. Now it's come to a few, I would call it quirks. It's just a few weird things. And first is what I just said, is how to turn on auto high beam. So you can turn on the normal high beams like you used to in a normal car, push it towards you or away. And those are just normal high beams. But if you want the auto high beams where it turns off and on with a car in front of you coming towards you, you have this turning knob that adjusts the light, so auto light or low beams or whatever. You have to push it one time forward, and if you want it off, you have to do that again. And I don't know, it could be better. So other cars, when you're just in auto and you do high beams, then you're automatic in auto high beam. Look at that cruise control. Oh, It's just amazing. And accelerating with the cruise control too. This has 300 kilowatt, but accelerates nicely. It's not, just very comfortable. I love the cruise control in this car. Driving is fun. The rear wiper control here on the side, I'm someone who I don't want the wipers to be on the whole time when it's raining. I don't know. So there's not always something to wipe, so I usually do it and then a minute later again, and it's just weird to have this button here on the side. The instrument cluster just seems like a big waste of space. When you have it like this, it's cool, you have your map, but that's it. That's those two views is everything you have except for the trip meter here in the middle. But that's it. So the middle part is always empty because this trip meter doesn't stay there for long. It goes away after a while. It's such a waste of space. They could do more with that. It's a great instrument cluster. Yeah, the backup camera it's always 360 degree, not just the view to the rear when you reverse out of a garage or something. And I don't know. I feel like I want to change between 360 degree or my normal rear view camera so I can see where I'm going, and it doesn't do that. I haven't found any settings where I can just see where I'm going. You cannot see the range in this car unless you're under 20% state of charge, then you can. So, sorry, I don't get it. The same as in my ID3 where you don't see state of charge in the instrument cluster unless you're under 10%. Just do both all the time. Who cares? The steering for me is a tiny bit too firm, even though I have the setting in not firm. So you can even make it firmer. I don't know. It could be a bit lighter. It's not a big problem, but it could be a bit lighter. And the last, what's a bit weird is the seating position. I sit a bit high, and especially the front where your thighs is on, I would want it a bit lower. So I feel like I'm sitting a bit weird. And also when I put the seat in a position that I have good power to push the brake, I'm so far away from the steering wheel, even though I put the steering wheel all the way out. Sorry, I had to do that. I can't reach the steering wheel in a way that it should be. It's too far away. Now let's get to the dislikes. Number one is the light icon that you can see in the instrument cluster. What is he doing? Driving on the full left? Yeah. So this light, what is it doing? You see that? This light is not changing if you have the day driving lights on or the low beams. It looks the same thing. So when I have it in auto, I have no idea if the low beams are on or not. And it's just stupid because sometimes it's a bit foggy and I would want to know, I want the low beams on, are they on? So then I put it on low beams and I hope it works, but I don't know. The suspension is a bit too soft for me, especially when you go above 130, you're jumping around, but it's because of that, it's amazingly comfortable. The efficiency is a big problem, especially on higher speeds. When you drive under 90, it's okay, but above that and then 130, your range is going down a lot. We can watch my 130 kilometers an hour range test. Was not a lot of range. The charging power is very unreliable. I've seen that. So I did my Raccobi test, and once I had 120 kilowatt the whole time, then the charge before I had only 75 kilowatt at the same state of charge, and then on a different charge before that, an hour before that, it was again different. I don't know what it is, but it's very unreliable. And the last thing is that it's a bit loud at higher speeds. So above 130 and at 130, for a car like this, I think it should be a bit quieter in here. Driving under 100 or even 100 and 110 is totally fine, but above that it gets a bit loud, and I hear wind noise coming from windows and stuff, even though if they're closed. It's not too great. But overall, like I said, I love driving this car. It's a lot of fun. The power, the regen, steering, and the cruise control. I really like driving this car. We'll miss it when it's gone. Even though you pay a lot for charging because of the inefficient drive, but still cool. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.